Hello everyone, and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hey everybody.
We are back with part 14 of our Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories Let's Play.
Let's see, who should I go against this time?
To be transparent, this is a re-record.
Yeah, it is. Let's see, this guy.
We did not redo 2 weeks of February.
Right.
But the 2 videos in March that were affected, we are re-recording.
These two do something right?
I assume we did that, yeah.
Okay, so we don't get the sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
We were trying to do the sandwich. This makes not the sandwich.
Yeah, I'm cross about this. I like my beloved sandwich. She can defeat monsters. I don't know what this warrior dude can do.
I'm like, I don't know if this is why this game is not as fun to constantly replayed and remembered. I don't know if that was part of the reason that the fusion was not quite as
I feel bad, buddy.
I guess intuitive, yeah.
I feel bad. I had a lot more fun playing the PlayStation game.
Yeah. I mean, excuse me.
You're excused.
Yeah, I enjoyed this game fine, but I actually prefer the Game Boy Advance Yu-Gi-Oh! Games to the Game Boy Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that I've played so far. They're not bad, they have strength of their own, and not every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Game does this, but a few of them do put in, like, game mechanics that are just there for these games, like this one is alignment, and we're trying to adjust to that. In Forbidden Memories, it was the Guardian Star, like the planets. Some were weak against others. Yeah, this one is alignment, and we're too used to Forbidden Memories, so we're still fumbling around trying to figure this one out.
Yeah, I'm getting my butt whooped by this creepazoid in a mask. And his Mystic Clowns. Yes.
Yeah. They have to be cold and
Of course. Let's try 7.
yeah, well, let's see, are you gonna be easy again, or, like the last few times you actually proved to us that we were wrong to underestimate.
That level was freaky, I have to be honest, when we played the first time. We actually creamed Kaiba,
and we're like, what? And then we did it again with the Blue Eyes White Dragon. See, this is what we were.
Hey.
Oh yeah, this is the
Seahorse.
this
Mermaid.
we joke or merhorse. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to sing the song.
What song?
The one involving the seahorses from a certain show about horses.
They have a seahorse song?
Well, let's just say that I'm not really a fan of Generation 1. Anyway, let's get back to this stuff.
How is he?
Yeah.
I have never seen it.
That's alright. I didn't watch it either.
I kind of always assumed the target demographic was young girls.
It is.
And it always has been and always will be, but for some reason that one generation that has the subtitle "Friendship is Magic" got a lot of college-age men and women too, but mostly interested. And it kind of clashed with the young girl.
Steel. Is it a steel?
Oh, we need
yeah.
No wind available.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything but wind.
Sorry if this re-recording is awkward. If it is.
I hope not.
I hate doing these things, that's why I was like, no, I can't. Because I want you guys to experience us playing it.
Yeah,
So I don't enjoy it when these accidents happen and we have to record after the fact. It's our own.
It's a pain, I know. Ooh, finally!
It's our own footage, but it feels more like a reaction than experiencing it as we're playing.
Definitely had a fire right. He does. Normally using my deck.
Rabbit, horseman, we don't have it.
This is gonna hurt.
If we can use for eventually I want to get back to playing that just to get all of the cards. Or as many as we're allowed to get, because apparently some of them we literally can't get because
Really?
they have this, so I don't know if you've heard of the Pocket PlayStation.
Yes, I know about the Pocket Station, yes.
Absolutely failed miserably and really actually didn't even make it over here, I don't think. So Yu-Gi-Oh! For the Memories had compatibility with the PlayStation. Only in Japan. So a few of the cards, like I think the Cosmo Queen is one of them, could only be entered into the game via the connection of the PlayStation. And they disabled that feature in the US version because we didn't really have the Pocket PlayStation. So very tragically, there is no way to get every single card in Yu-Gi-Oh! For the Memories. You could get all the cards you could possibly get in it, and you'll still be missing some. And the literal only way to do it is to very quickly swap the disc with the Japanese version, and then it will activate the random drop of the Japanese version. And I guess if you had connected a Pocket PlayStation to the Japanese version of the game, you might get a chance of getting one of those cards in a random drop. But we don't have a Japanese copy of Forbidden Memories, which was originally called Sealed Memories.
Hungry for a win.
Hungry for victory, you won't taste it here, he said. I don't know if that's what he said in the Japanese.
We'll see about that, Rex.
I'm hoping, and by this point this will be out, so this is already an updated thing, but we'll find out. I'm hoping that something they do in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days collection is doing more authentic I can guarantee you there's probably a lot of localization in the original copy. First of all, this game is not supposed to be titled Dark Duel Stories. This is actually something like... I already forget the name. It was Try something.
I was gonna say Duel City, but I don't
No, but it does take place around Battle City.
That's it, Battle City, sorry. But I don't think that's what it was called.
No, apparently Google has not yet advanced to literally reading my mind, because it would have given me exactly what I wanted with the weird jumble that I typed in, but it didn't. No, I want Game Boy video games, not a retrospective of Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Boy games. The recording, I can't watch on YouTube.
Correct.
I just literally, I want to tell you the title. So this one. So Dark Duel Stories was originally the second game, and we didn't get that one. It was originally the second game. Here we go. Its original title, because this is the third one. This is originally called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 3, Try Holy God Advent. This was back when we were still taking issue with God being in titles.
Right.
Of non-Christian things. So yeah, instead we renamed it to the title of the sequel we didn't bring over, because we didn't get the first one either. We didn't get... Really, there are 3 games we didn't get that were on the Game Boy. 4. But in terms of the early ones that we didn't get Capsule Monsters, which came out first, Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters. We didn't get the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters on Game Boy, or the second one. We got this one, which is the third one, and they renamed it after the title. The second one, we did not get the fourth one. I don't know if we got the 5th or 6th one. Finally, the Metal Dragon. Something strong. I think eventually we'll learn better fusion and get better cards, but this alignment stuff is like game breaking.
Yeah, it is. No! Sorry.
It's okay.
Raptor freak killed my metal dragon.
Yeah. Because we're both looking at the monitor, he's facing the weird direction, so that's why it's okay. Which is not our usual setup. We're usually both facing the TV. Get really lucky.
Yeah, I don't remember if I'm gonna win this one. I eventually do win a duel, but I don't remember where.
Right.
Electric.
The alignment.
Yeah, that.
Elemental minerals.
Yeah, exactly.
Elemental minerals. What? Are we doing alchemy?
Kind of feels like it. With Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's how you use type to your advantage and strategy.
Well, sorry, my brain was just thinking how weird it is that they're picky and choosy about what they change and what they didn't change. Yeah. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, but like, when we were watching a Yu-Gi-Oh! Iceberg, which we didn't finish watching because I started to feel like he was getting to be disrespectful to OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans like myself. But anyway, when he talked about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, The Pyramid of Light, I don't know if you guys remember that one, he claimed that for kids commissioned Japan to do it, that like they demanded like that they're like Pokemon has movies, so we need you to make a Yu-Gi-Oh movie, and that's why that was made. But I don't know, it doesn't add up to me. Let me know in the comments.
His insect buddy.
Yep. Because part of my issue with that is I have the Japanese DVD, and you know, they bothered having their own soundtrack. You know, and 4Kids, you know, has their own soundtrack for the movie. And the movie has, I want to say, 10 minutes worth of footage that the 4Kids version doesn't. So, my problem with his theory that, or what he was claiming, and he probably researched this, so it's probably not his claim, it's probably whatever source he used to claim, is that if 4Kids specifically asked for this, much like they did with Capsule Monsters, the Capsule Monsters portion of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, that's true. I know that because it's not in the Japanese version at all. So if this was another case where 4Kids said, make this for us specifically, why then did it get a theatrical release in Japan? Why do I have a Japanese DVD of it that has 10 extra minutes of stuff that 4Kids was not okay with on the big screen? Because if 4Kids said, make this for us, wouldn't they have, in the storyboarding process, said, this scene is not acceptable? Don't do it. And other things like, and this is why I'm bringing this up, because thinking of weird localization choices and so, in our version, in the English 4Kids version, the bad guy, Anubis, when we initially hear his voice, in the English dub, they had him speaking some generic, vaguely ancient Egyptian sounding stuff. Now, in the Japanese version, he was actually speaking in Japanese, so he was actually saying something intelligible, you know, something along the lines of, you'll feel my wrath, I will get my revenge, something like that. I didn't have English subs, I'm going off of the Japanese I know, I'm not fluent So that's another thing where if 4Kids commissioned it, yes, terrible. If 4Kids commissioned it, again, why wouldn't they have just said, this character is going to speak in ancient Egyptian here? And also, some of the jokes, frankly, some of the jokes are not usually what you would expect 4Kids to be. Like the one scene where they have I forget the card's name, but she's like a nurse fairy.
What? My precious insects? I don't believe it!
Okay, never mind.
Sorry, you were saying?
I don't feel like reading it for the re-recording. Nothing.
But yes, how they were.
I kind of just lost my momentum. So, just my point is, why would those changes be present if it was indeed 4Kids that said leave this for us? Why would they bother having differences that were cut?
Exactly.
Unless that guy's gonna try to argue with me that the Japanese version added 10 minutes, which would also be really stupid.
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
Because this is also like the final scene. Yeah, because I feel like, especially in the case of, as far as I could see, the Capsule Monsters arc does not exist in the Japanese version. So that's all the proof I needed that, 4Kids wanted that specifically made for them. The other problem is, it was outsourced, and maybe you'll argue, well, 4Kids was being cheap and they outsourced it. The only problem being, so the movie Pyramid of Light is, most of the animation staff is Korean. It's pretty blatantly obvious when I watch the credits of the Japanese version, because they're the only names written in English characters. You know what I mean, not Japanese. They didn't even put their names with the Korean alphabet, and yeah, you might say, well, 4Kids is cheap, so it makes sense they would outsource to South Korea instead of having the Japanese studio work on it. But I noticed from GX onward, in the Japanese credits, I was seeing more and more Korean names and less Japanese names. So, as far as I'm concerned, this was a cost-cutting decision made in Japan by the Japanese studio, not by 4Kids. Because unless you really want to get conspiratorial and say that GX Onward was 4Kids demanding more Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-offs, which is ridiculous because we don't even have all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-offs in English. Yeah, I kind of called BS on the movie, and I feel bad. I kind of feel like, because the movie was considered bad by a lot of the fans, I think a lot of people, again, let me know if I'm wrong, I think a lot of people convinced themselves that 4Kids was responsible for this movie, because I think in their hearts, a lot of the fans just didn't want to believe that the same studio that produced the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime could make a crappy movie. And I don't know, I'm kind of mixed about it. I mean, I feel like it's a kind of pointless movie. I mean, it was fun enough. It kind of breaks the continuity a little bit, but I don't know, I wasn't very offended by it. closer to like, I want to say maybe the end part of the middle. He was getting into what can I say? Criticizing fans of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters card game for complaining about how complex the new card game has become. Or frankly, if I'm gonna be really frank, how crap it's become. I was about to say the S word.
Well, having played with pendulums and Yu-Gi-Oh! Retrospect.
Pendulum summoning. Yeah.
I kind of have to tap out after Duel Monsters with Yugi and his friends.
Yeah, I mean,
5Ds was cool.
Yeah, 5Ds seem to have some decent stuff, but it still was a little... It gets confusing and convoluted by late 5Ds and into Zeal, especially in Arc 5. And by Arc 5, we're just like, what are we doing? What even is going on? When we win, we're just like, okay, I guess. So yeah, and you know what? I'm not busy like chewing out the modern Yu-Gi-Oh fans, being like, why do you like this convoluted crap? It's too complicated. Like, how are you even following it? You know, I'm not saying I have my personal opinions about it, but I'm not gonna chew out the people who like it. Like to me, some of what the modern game does is kind of cheating, I feel like. Like, I feel like the stuff you're allowed to do in the modern game would be cheating in the old game. But, so, I'm not gonna, like, be nasty to the fans of the current card game, so I don't appreciate this guy on YouTube calling out people like me who just personally feel like the game's not as good, because I'm not calling out people like him who probably were introduced to it after the original game. It just kind of feels like young people judging older people again. Like, oh, okay, boomer, he says to the millennial, you know? That's kind of how it felt. And so, after that point, I'm like, okay, I don't care what you have to say after this point. Like, I literally don't care anymore. I don't appreciate that. Disrespect. Respect your elders. Somebody from a younger generation wants to be respected by us, you should give us that respect.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I love it when I make the jerks in round 2 humble.
Yes. Alright, well, thank you guys for coming and dealing with the re-record, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Have a great one, everybody.